and Russia's military has launched airstrikes on the Ukrainian cities of Kyiv and Kharkiv. At least 5 people were killed and 40 injured when a missile hit a residential street, damaging buildings and setting parked cars on fire. The attacks led to partial disruptions in electricity and water supply. Live to Rob McBride, who's in Kyiv for us. Talk to us about the strikes in Kyiv and Kharkiv and the extent of the damage caused.
Yeah, I mean, airstrikes have been reported at cities and locations across Ukraine. The air alarms here in the capital, in Kyiv, were sounded just before 6 a.m. local time. And then at about first light, just over an hour or so later, a series of thunderous explosions across the capital, around a dozen or so, as air defenses got to work intercepting missiles. The Ukrainian Air Force says that strategic bombers were detected launching they believe cruise missiles, but there have been reports of damage on about 4 or 5 districts across Kyiv, in particular in the Solomyansky district. That's quite close to central Kyiv where we are here. There were reports of falling debris, setting fire to some apartments, damaging cars, also some debris falling close to a kindergarten with a number of people being reported injured and hospitalized. There have also been reports of possibly an unexploded warhead being detected and evacuations taking place there. And then also reports of damage in Kharkiv, which has come under attack again. Nationally, the government here is saying that there have been reports of around 5 fatalities from these overnight strikes, with more than 40 people injured.
Yeah, and both sides, Rob, are continuing their air campaign.
Yeah, I mean, these strikes have continued back and forth pretty consistently throughout these winter months. Just around the end of December and at the turn of New Year here in Ukraine, there were some very large missile and drone strikes on Ukrainian cities, including Kyiv. And then in the last week or so, we have seen from the Ukrainian side some longer range drone strikes deep into Russia, into Western Russia, and also at targets such as oil and gas terminals up on the Gulf of Finland, on the Baltic, which is well over 1,000 kilometers north of the Ukraine's border with Russia. This does seem to be a message from the Russians that they can strike targets wherever they like across the whole of Ukraine.
Rob, thank you very much for the updates. Rob McBride, live for us there in Kyiv.